What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you guys some advanced tips and tricks for your new Pixel 9 Pro XL as well as the Pixel 9 Pro Standard Edition. So let's get rolling. All right, the first tip and trick I've got for you guys, and I really like this one, is the Now Playing for Pixel devices. Now this has been around for a little while. Essentially what it does is if you're in like a superstore and there's like a song playing on the speakers or something, your phone will pick it up and tag that song so that you can go back to your history later on and see what song was playing. And sometimes it doesn't automatically do it. So there is a setting here that we can go into to turn it on automatically. So I'm going to go into settings here and then sound and vibration. Then down here towards the middle is Now Playing. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to turn this on. And this is all offline processing, which is even cooler. So you don't even have to be online for it to work because there's just a song database that Google updates with its security patches. And one of the cooler things you can do that I think a lot of people are unaware that you can even do this is if you go into the Now Playing history, first of all, you can see all of the songs that it's tagged in the past. And up at the top here, it says, would you like to add a shortcut to your home screen? I'm going to go ahead and hit yes here. Add to home screen. And here it adds a shortcut. So now we don't have to go into our settings. We can just click on this icon here and you have your Now Playing list of all the tagged songs that it's picked up in the past. Now, another thing that we can do, we can add a widget. And I'm going to scroll down to the Google category right here. And then at the bottom here, it has a sound search. We're going to put this here, and this will allow you to manually use their sound search recognition system anytime on your home screen as well. And the other thing that we can do, if we go back to our settings here where we just were, we can turn on this option as well. Search button while on lock screen. So when my phone is in a locked state, typically there will be a button right here. And it'll only appear if there's music playing. So I'm going to get a song going here and put it next to it. And see, you can see right there, or now that it knows there's a song playing because there's a song in the background, there's this icon here. We can go ahead and hit it and see, there it goes. It's going to bring up the song that I was playing on my other phone here. So pretty cool all around if you guys are like a big music buff like me. All right, the next tip and trick that I've got is if we go into our settings here, this one I know a lot of people do not know about. If we scroll down to System, and then we go into rules here at the very bottom, there's some select rules that we can add. And some of them are kind of cool. Like this one here, I'll show you guys an example of a rule that we can add is, I'm going to do this one here. If I'm connected to a specific Wi-Fi network, in this case, I'm going to pick the 24-hour fitness Wi-Fi. So essentially when I'm at the gym, if I'm connected to this Wi-Fi, do the following. I'm going to say turn on do not disturb mode so that I can focus while I'm working out. And then you have that setting there. There's other ones you can do, like you could say location. And you could pick any location here. I don't want to put myself on blast, so I'm going to go back. But you could pick a location and then say, set your device to vibrate mode or silent mode. For example, like if you arrive at a movie theater that you go to often, you might forget to put your phone on silent mode or vibrate mode. So you can do this. You can set a location-based rule, and then it'll turn your phone on to vibrate mode automatically for you. And then the cool thing about it is, once I either disconnect from this network or essentially leave that location, it'll put my phone back to the state that it was in prior. So another cool, pretty cool feature here on the Pixel devices. All right, the next tip and trick, and a lot of people think that this feature was canned by Google, but it is actually still available on Pixel devices, and I'm sure a lot of people do not know that their Pixels even have this, If we go into network and internet, and we go down to VPN here, Pixel phones come with a VPN that's by Google built in. So we can go down here and you can read all about what it does. You can say if you want to use it on a mobile network, and then at the bottom you can say use VPN and then allow it to get notifications. So right now it's just connecting. All right, and there it is. It's connected, so you can give yourself a little extra privacy depending on what you're doing, or if you need to mask your identity for some reason. Not to say that going through Google is going to keep you super private, but it's better than nothing, right? And the other cool thing here is you can go in and set the VPN to be a shortcut. So here I've already set it here, but if you go into your quick panel and you hit this little pencil icon and you go down to the bottom, you'll see a bunch of different icons that you can add. So you can just drag these up essentially and tell it that you want to add them like so. So I've already done it here, but I've added the VPN tile. So if I go back and I scroll over, there it is, VPN by Google. And I can go ahead and toggle it on and off now from here instead of going into my settings. So now the VPN is off. All right, this one is a cool feature. This has actually been around since the 6, but I use it all the time, so I figured I would include it, is if you go to your recents by swiping up and you go to an app and say you want to copy some text or something from that app. So here, for example, is Reddit. And when I'm in the Reddit app, I can't like highlight words. And sometimes I want to copy some text from a post, or maybe there's a link or something that I want to copy into a different area. So if you keep your app in the recents panel like so, and then you hold onto these words, you can copy text directly from the recents panel, which is so useful. I can use this with Instagram, Reddit, essentially most apps. Like you can't actually like highlight over text for some reason. So this comes in very, very handy. All right, next setting here, and this is for some reason disabled by default, but it's to activate your clear calling. So if we go into sounds and vibrations and down to the bottom, you'll see clear calling reduces background noise during calls, which can be very useful, you know, if you're at a concert or in an area with a bunch of people. So you can just check this box here and then it should substantially increase the quality of your phone calls. All right, next setting, and this one's a new one, is adaptive alert vibration. If we go back into sounds and vibrations and we go to vibration and haptics, you can see this here. This is a new setting I haven't seen before. Adaptive alert vibration reduces vibration strength while your phone is still and the screen is facing up. So essentially, so you don't jump out of your seat when your phone starts vibrating on the table. It's happened to me hundreds of times. This will try to figure out like when it needs to be a more intense vibration versus a lighter vibration. So if you're working at your desk now and you have your phone sitting straight up, then it'll be a lot less intense. But if you're walking around, you have your phone in your pocket, the vibration strength is going to be increased. All right, next tip and trick, we go into settings and to display, and then we go down to auto rotate. If we click right in this area, it'll bring us to another settings window. And right here, you can do face detection. Now, word of caution, this might use a little more battery because essentially it's using your camera to determine if the auto rotation orientation is correct. So if you're, say, in YouTube and your phone for some reason isn't auto-rotating, it's going to use the camera and it's going to flip it a lot faster because it's going to know that your eyes are not oriented correctly compared to the camera. And I really like this setting. Like I said, it probably uses a little extra battery, but it is super nice to have for auto-rotate. All right, next setting, and this is actually back in display, is the swipe to invoke assistant. That's going to be under navigation mode here, and then this cog wheel. And then this setting right here, swipe to invoke assistant. And what this does is instead of having to hold your power button, which you can still do, or by saying the magic words, you can pull from the bottom corner of your phone and it'll activate your assistant here. And it'll work from either side. If you just pull from the bottom of your phone, it'll activate your assistant. I really like that. It's way faster for me to get to it. All right, next feature that's been added. This is kind of an AI feature, but it's circle to search. And some of the Samsung phones already had this prior, but what I like about it is if you hold your bottom bar here, it's going to bring up your circle to search. It also brings up a quick shortcut for tagging music as well as a search bar here. But what you can do is you can do circle to search. So it's going to circle the search and look, it actually even found this article here from the text that I circled to search. And the other thing that's pretty cool that you can do is you can either translate the text or you can copy it. So this is nice for also if you have like a Samsung phone, this is nice where you don't have that feature in the recents menu to copy text like I was showing earlier. Next tip and trick, we're going to go into sound and vibration. And we're going to go down to live caption here. This one's also been around for a little while, but it's good to know if you're a brand new Pixel owner. So essentially what this does is it can listen to the audio of like a video that doesn't have subtitles and generate them for you. So you can turn this on. And the other thing is, as a quick shortcut, so you don't have to go into your settings all the time to try to turn it on, is there's this icon here. If you hit your volume rocker, you can turn it on or off. So if we go into like YouTube and see, I'm looking at Flossie Carter's video here, but you can already see that it's trying to do it here. It's already trying to dictate the voice without sound on from turning that live captions on. So if you're in an environment where either you don't have headphones or you don't want to disturb other people, you can turn on live captions and it's going to try to figure out the captions for you from the video that you're watching, which is pretty cool. All right, next tip and trick, and this is another one that I'm sure a lot of people don't know that you can do, is we're going to go down to System, Keyboard, and we're going to set keyboard shortcuts. Now this can be very powerful if you've never used this before. So if we go into personal dictionary here, we can set our own personal shortcuts. So you could do one like, probably one I use a lot, my friends relate, where you at? And then the shortcut would be something like that you would remember. In this case, I'm just going to do WYA. Okay. I'm going to go back to that Reddit post here. We're just going to pretend like we're writing a comment just to show you guys. I'm going to say WYA and see there it is. It popped up immediately in the center. And then we can click on this. So that way, if you have a phrase that you use constantly, you don't have to spell out the entire phrase every single time. Next tip and trick here is setting an emoji background. This is a new one that I've never seen before. So if we go into wallpaper and style, more wallpapers, and we go to the emoji workshop, I'm just going to add a new one here. I was messing with this earlier. So we can go ahead and pick some random emojis or ones that you prefer or like or whatever. So just pick a bunch here. You can only do up to 14. And then I'm going to hit this checkbox. I'm going to go back into edit. And there's some different like types of patterns you can do. I'm just going to go with this one here. And then change it to like this bluish color. Hit the checkbox. And there you go. You've got yourself an emoji background here. And it's kind of cool. You can kind of hit on little areas and it'll move the emojis around. So kind of cool, I guess. I don't know if I would necessarily like this, but I think a lot of people would. And another type of background that you can do here, if we go to more wallpapers, this one I actually really like a lot. So if you have a photo that you like, you can take a photo from your gallery. I'm going to go with this one here. And before you set it, this is one I took in Japan. Before you set it, you can hit this star icon, a little AI icon. It's going to ask you to download a module if you haven't done this before, the cinematic 3D motion effects, and just hit this checkbox here. It's going to think for a second and it's going to turn it into a cinematic 3D wallpaper. Go back out here. So if I kind of tilt my phone around, it's going to change the cinematic wallpaper around. So it's just going to look pretty cool on your phone. And I don't know if I'd necessarily use this background. I mean, it's a cool background, but I like ones that are typically darker. So I might keep messing around with this, but this is just to show you guys a cool new feature of the new Pixels. And the final setting here, if we go to our settings and we go to System, and then we go to Gestures, there's a bunch of different gestures that you can turn on and off. So there's quick tap actions, there's the quick camera, that's your power button, flip camera for selfie, tap to check phone, lift to check phone, and then one-handed mode. And you can turn on and off the ones that you like. And this one here is kind of interesting. The quick tap, as if you tap the back of your phone here, you can have it perform a function. And I think one of the coolest things that we can do is, if we scroll down on this, we can set any app. And I'm gonna hit this little cog button here to bring up my apps. And I like to set this to be my Google Wallet. So I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom here. I know I'm an app junkie. I've got plenty of apps. Hit my wallet there, go back. And now when I double tap on the back of my screen, it's gonna bring up my wallet. So if I'm in a superstore and I need to quickly access my wallet, I can just double tap and it'll bring that up. All right, and that'll do it for this video. If you guys have any questions or tips and tricks you'd like to share, let me know down below in the comments. Consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, have a wonderful day.